Python basic syntax variable loops functions classes. The most important thing which I feel is in Python to remember is you should be intuitive about what you're trying to do. Complex data types, collection data types, what are they used for? They are essentially used for storing different kind of values. Hey guys, welcome to QuantLab. QuantLab में आपका स्वागत है. So what I decided to do was a small series on introduction to Python. We did a webinar some time back and here's a detailed deep dive into the video series. Numpy is a great library, probably one of the most important library that has been created. It was created in 1995 and 2006. So just by the sheer number of years it has existed, you can know. It is probably the most library that literally every scientist working in Python, be it any domain uses for any kind of array operations or numerical operation or metric calculation. It has a large number of mathematical functions and operations within these arrays possible, and it is fundamentally written in C and is one of the most optimized libraries out there. With that sales pitch of Numpy, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Import Numpy as Numpy. How do you install? Simple. Pip install Numpy. Basic stuff. How do we always import before using? एकदम important है. The standard import for Numpy, import Numpy as NP. So what do we do with Numpy? We create arrays. We talked about variables and complex types, but traditionally with Numpy, what you do is NP array. And usually the class that's called always is numpy.nd array. ND array means n-dimensional array. So basically it is storing a bunch of numbers, and you can store multiple types of numbers here in this Numpy array. For instance, so I have stored here 5.4, I've stored here 6, I've stored here 3, I can change this to 7.9, and what you will notice is in the same array it's storing, sorry, what is happening? Oh yeah, it's converting all of them to decimals. So if I remove this, it will just show me commas. So Numpy automatically is upgrading the biggest type, in this case was float. So it's a very optimized library, and if you think about it, it's kind of smart as well, right? So yeah, that's what Numpy does. You use it for array operations, and where will you get arrays? Literally everywhere. If you're working with stock prices for a given single day, that's an array. Usually you'll think it's a data frame, but if you think about a column in a data frame, that single column is an array. There are some standard operations that we can talk about, and let's look at one by one. So you have indexing and other operations. So the first operation is how do you select the different values in there. So if the array is, let's make an array here. Okay, I already have the array, so I'll rerun this. So it will print the first element with 0. Remember, Python is 0 indexed, so 0 is the first number, not 1. If you print array 1, ARR big bracket 1, you are getting the second element, and minus 1 is the last element. So 0 is first, 1 is second, minus 1 is last. Always remember this, it's a thumb rule. Operations on distinct arrays. You have A and B, two different arrays like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can pretty much operate on them given some conditions like size and all of that, but you can do addition, multiplication, and that's what you see. These are smaller arrays. If your arrays were bigger, like multiple dimensions like 1, 2, 3, bracket end, then comma 4, 5, 6, bracket end, 7, 8, 9, bracket end, and then again like a matrix multiplication, it will do that for you. Slicing the operation, some array slice. So when we have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and we print array 1 is to 4, what do you expect we'll get? So 1 means the second element. So it's gonna give me 2, 3 and 4. So it's essentially giving me 3 characters. So it's slicing the index from 1 to 4. Then again, you can add some options like skipping. So 1 is to 5, skip numbers by 2. It can, hop over numbers and things like that. Reshaping array, you can reorganize the array into different forms like np.arrange 6. So in this case, I have reorganized the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just flattening it out. So sorry?
It's a one-dimensional array.
It's a one-dimensional array, correct. Numpy doesn't support GPU. There are, let me check. Sorry for getting sidetracked. There are variables. Yes, you see CUPY is a library. So typical Numpy wouldn't go on GPU, but you can make it run on GPU. However, I would question why you need GPUs. First, if you are needing GPUs, then you need a lot of different conversations for that. I think I did a video on optimization of code and doing GPUs and need for it. I am very positive, by the way, about the fact that GPUs will be required for algo trading in very soon in the future. We are just not getting it in India right now, the trend, but outside, a lot of my friends use GPUs. So yeah, definitely GPUs are a trend to watch out for. Cool. I think one very important calculation, a lot of people think why to use Numpy, complexity क्यों उठाना, नया library क्यों learn करना, etc. etc. So here's a bunch of simple code. What we have done is we have just taken 10 million numbers. There's a lot of numbers here, and we have compared it to perform some operation like there's a summing, there's some difference operation, etc. etc. And we have just taken how much time it is taking in both of the cases. Numpy is about 97% faster for this operation. Doesn't mean it's going to be 97% faster for everything. However, it basically is significantly faster in terms of computation, like the chart you are seeing on the screen, which says NumPy comparison, Python list versus NumPy array. NumPy array takes very little time, like significantly large order of magnitudes. All right. So NumPy is your best friend for numerical calculations and analysis. Given market data is all numbers, this library is absolutely critical to master. All right. We are 30 minutes past this conversation. I can still see about 40 people sticking around, which is great. Thank you so much. A lot of chats pouring in as well. Yeah, again, for people who have joined now, please do subscribe to the channel, the QuantLab. There's a membership as well where all of the recording and code is shared. There's a WhatsApp group which is completely free. A lot of people, like 300 people who kind of collaborate, talk amongst. You get a lot of help. Some people who are much more seasoned at this than me. A lot of seasoned traders. So please join that. It's just a community, completely media free, no spam, nothing like that, no number sharing, इधर उधर कुछ sales नहीं. So feel free to join if you want to. Cool. आगे चलते हैं. And yeah, course का detail I think I already said. If you are interested, fill in the form. There's no money that needs to be paid. We are still deciding if you want to do that or not. Pandas, pip install Pandas. Basic stuff. Pandas is a library. Why do we need Pandas? I think Pandas का library दिखा देते हैं. Pandas is basically used for data analysis and manipulation. So most of the data analysis and manipulation that happens in this world around data science, Pandas is used in some form or the other. There are obviously a lot of other libraries, but Pandas is one of the core ones. Okay, moving forward, Pandas. Okay, so Pandas में जैसे NumPy, there's something called as ND array. We'll get something like type df print. Sorry, I forgot to print the data frame code type. So the code type in Pandas is a data frame. If you select one column, that's called a series. Okay, so like name would be called a series. Like if I do this, I think this should work. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, series. So basically what I was trying to show is the return code type. So there's a data frame we have created, which is like a, data frame is like an Excel, like rows and columns. So ऊपर column name is name, salary, place. The values are what you have seen. So Rama 32, Bhima 51, Bangalore, Soma 34. Okay, Mangalore is what the values are. And you can print the data frame, which is what you will see here. The core return type for Pandas most commonly used is the data frame object and the series. This is where the values are stored. These are core objects. So NumPy में हो गया ND array, Pandas में data frame and series. Absolutely important to know, a lot of operations combined inside it. For example, I think we have it somewhere. Okay, we have it somewhere. I think what I was trying to show is there's a lot of, like if you do df dot, you will get lot of methods available. So head, print, interpolate, join, map, mask, mean, median, mode, multiply, plot, pivot. You think of the operation and you'll be able to do rolling min, rolling maxes, copy, export to Excel, export to, so if you see all of these two, it's literally to clipboard, to CSV, dictionary, Excel, feather, GBQ, HDF, HTML, JSON, latex by ये चलते. There's so much of output data types that Pandas can come to, which just proves that it's such a good library. Okay, understanding data manipulation, thoda sa important topic. Like, so here what we are doing is simple reading a CSV. This is a very sample data science data frame called, the library is called iris dataset. So you read it like pd.read CSV and you give it the link, it will read it, or you upload from local path, anything works. And you print df.head. Head method prints the top values for it. So you have some values like the top 5 values here. So 0, 1, 2, 3. If I remove this, it will give me a lot of values. Google Colab is smart. It kind of gives you some charts and distributions as well. A lot of them. if you're interested in that. Basically doing analysis over the data on live, which is a good functionality. So if you're coding in Google Colab, you can use this. How do you access specific rows and columns here? So basically like we were doing bracket mein or indexes in Numpy, we have something like iloc functions or loc functions. So iloc is 0 and -1, same first row of last row. The power starts to come here where you start to filter columns. Let's say I want to get some specific column. Let's say I want to do an operation on volume only. I have a big data frame. So I'll do df volume. Even I can do certain value filters. Like for example, I have df species is equal to setosa. Imagine if you have a trading data frame and you want to bin the prices separately. You want to look for prices which are above a certain value. So instead of double equal to, you can change this and it will start to give you. So for example, if I say sepal width greater than 2.8, it will just give me the column name. I think I missed something. What did I miss? Oh shoot. Okay, is the data frame not available? Sorry about this. Tag दिया है दुनिया में. अच्छा, फिर से try करते हैं.
क्या आपने कोड रन किया है?
नहीं, that's fine. Should be fine. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I was just putting quote under it quotes. Now this should fix it. Yeah. So basically what I'm getting is sepal width greater than 3.0. So it's just giving me some values, which is, again, I can remove the head and it will give me more values. Not significantly important. Yeah, thanks logic. Filtering flow testing. Yeah, that's what I realized it. Summary statistics, very simple stuff. df.describe. Basically it gives you the base 5-point statistics, which is count, mean, standard deviation. And then you can use this to make a box plot easily. It's 25 percentile, 50, 75 max. So if you are familiar with candle charts, like the values in the way candle represents, box plots looks very similar and you can use this to generate that. Mathematical operations, absolutely possible. You can have the column selected, you can do mean, lots of operations as I was showing you. Once you press a dot, it will give you like hundreds of operations. In basics, by the way, this notebook also has, where are we? We are here. There's a lot of ground to cover, people, so stick around, get your friends as well, share this, help me get more subscribers, viewers. Thoda sa kahan pe hum log Pandas pe, cool. So what Pandas also does is that it offers some basic visualizations. So what you can do is leverage inbuilt capabilities of Python, of Pandas, without going to other libraries to do basic visualization. So if you do df.plot, it will give you some basic plots. You can tailor these plots, but again, I suggest this for basic operations, not like complex visualization. We'll talk about visualization shortly. Working with missing data. Missing data is very common. Think about scenarios where you are operating on very fast time frames and you have slippages. If there are slippages, then at certain intervals you'll have data gaps. What do you do with that? This is what missing data means. So let's say here there's NaN value, which is, NaN is nothing, which means there's no operation, no information, nothing, right? Then you do salary is equals to something and then the same place. Once you print this, it prints here NaN. If I just do df.fill, it will replace NaNs with 0. Why do I want to do that? Or koi reason is operation mein 0 replace. Ideally we should replace with what makes sense. Missing value imputation is a concept and technique in itself. Missing values are, it's important to treat missing values if you have gaps in data. You might not have gaps in data for market data, but if you are buying separate, like some sort of financial ratios or some external data like organizational data, there is possibility of having data gaps.
Usually mean, median, modes for missing data.
There's a question, will this course cover advanced Python? Question 2, will there be one-to-one help? Yeah, a lot of one-to-one help will be there. We are targeting, I think the intent for me was just to teach. So after every class, which is like, if the session runs for let's say 3 weekends, like 3 to 4 weekends, not like over like 4 days, like 2 weekends. So after the class, even between the class, there's a doubt. So very happy to do this. Will Dhan as a broker be covered? We can cover. In fact, even today we'll cover Dhan. We'll cover a lot of brokers. Just stick around. We'll cover Dhan. Thank you, CS which said knowledge should be paid for. Paid. ठीक है. सब कुछ paid नहीं होना चाहिए. Some knowledge should be free and some should be paid. I believe that way. So everything on YouTube is free. If people want more structured learning, sometimes people feel like, we should get some more hand-holding, question and answers, focused group. काफी बार ना question सुन के आता है. So people should pay for it. I feel basic stuff should always be free, which is why I keep sharing. I mean, here even in my tech channel, I do that. Okay, yeah, fill NA, we have talked about it. Cool. Moving forward, visualization. So human beings are visual things. So every library needs to have the ability, or every code every problem, we are trying to always represent it visually so that we can see how it's going, right? It's very important in stock market because stock market to completely visual. I think most people are used to trading in charts and looking at charts at different time frame, looking at indicators, adding, plotting, which is literally what trading view provides. That's why it's probably the, if not the best, the most popular one software used across for that work. So visualization is important, and I think a lot of it can be done very easily in Python. Even if you at a basic step you are able to or build automations that can visualize your journey, you have nailed a lot of stuff. Cool. Visualization. So what are we visualizing here? We are generating.
We are just visualizing random numbers here. If you click on run, it generates random lines.
Okay, so in this part, so this is all random numbers. We promise we'll show you proper looking charts. So this is random number. This is how a chart looks. Important thing to know is you have XY axis. You can give labels. You can give plots. You can give different colors. So yeah, plotting is important. Different kind of charts are possible. This is called a line chart, correct? Line chart, right? Yes, this is a line chart. Yes, this is a line chart. You can do bar charts. If you have data in bars, you can do bar charts. Like if you see volumes are represented as bar charts, prices are represented as moving data, not line but moving data. उसके बाद क्या है? So then you have horizontal bar charts where you are showing proportions of something within the same value. So another useful intent. So yeah, this is basic visualization. We'll move forward to more visualization quickly. Visualizations, as I was talking about ki stock prices mein visualizations are one of the key things. So here what we have is we have taken Matplotlib as the base library and we have created a simple chart for the stock price. Nice data, simple, like 2023, 2024, like about kitna? 1 year, 8 months, 9 month data. This is basic data that you see. What you can now do is, let's go there. We can add multiple plots in here, which is, let's say, comparing closing price and some sort of a trading volume. So we have two plots now. तो ऊपर वाला प्राइस क्लोजिंग प्राइस हो गया, नीचे वाला ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम हो गया. आई डोंट नो, दिस इज अ लिटिल zoomed in version इसलिए, बट लेट्स मूव दिस हियर. सो एज यू सी दिस इज वेरी नाइस एंड नीट. यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम स्पाइक आया था, यहाँ पे कुछ हुआ, फिर उसके बाद वॉल्यूम तो जैसा है वैसा है. तो दिस इज वेरी सिमिलर टू हाउ समथिंग लाइक ट्रेडिंग व्यू डज और शोज. What more can we do? We can understand distributions, which makes it very complex to do in TradingView. I personally don't know how to do it. I'm not a good at PineScript or TradingView, but this is very easy. So what I'm doing is I'm creating returns based on percentage change, daily percentage change, dropping NA and visualizing it. So the daily return for Reliance stock price is following something like a mean normal distribution, which means बीच में zero है, मतलब कोई return नहीं आ रहा daily buy sell, which is okay. I mean, that's not the intent, but you can do distribution analysis. Any kind of advanced charting analysis you can do. Now moving to the standard stuff that we do. Same stock price, moving average to 200-day moving average. If you see, we have plotted all of that here. We have the base stock price. 50 red color is 50-day, 200 DMA SMA is the green color, and as you can very clearly see, पीछे में we have added something, some plot pluses and minus. You can change this to, I don't know, let's say black, तो black हो जाएगा basically. So the point is that you can play around with a lot of these stuff in the data itself to be able to, I don't know why the 200-day DMA went away. Maybe the data variable when I reran it did not have it. Cool. So that's it from the visualization part. Please subscribe if you are interested to see more content like this. I talk regularly about technology, investments and trading, how to bring AI into this space and all of that. Every code that I shared is published in the member community. There are a lot of interesting discussions, webinar happening out there. Please do check that out. If you have liked my content, please subscribe, like it, share it. Put in a comment if you are specifically interested in a topic. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.